JC, yeah.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Hello and welcome to the TiVoMike Show. I'm your humble host, Michael TiVoMike Jefferson, follower of Christ, here with my best friend, the show's entertainment guru in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, with his new Chevys, bless God, Warner.
Yes. New Chevys.
Remember that? Oh, this takes me back being a kid. This is why, even when I'm 99, I'm just going to be a little kid telling dumb kid jokes. When we had that, when you're driving in your Chevy and you feel something heavy, diarrhea. Diarrhea. It'll just never go away. They'll be like, you're a 99-year-old pastor. Why are you saying that? It's funny. It's funny. Tell God he'll laugh. And he's heard it a lot of times.
I'm sure.
He's like, okay, I get it. Because Chevy
How did that one
heavy,
make it from one generation to the next?
it just kept going. Music.
Right?
If you put it to music, you will remember forever. If you ask somebody, now we only have 50 states, right? And we've had that since 1950, whatever, when Hawaii finally was like, I guess, whatever. Like, will each island be its own? No, we're too lazy. We're Americans. We don't care about geography. All the islands is one place. Just make it easy. So when they signed on, there's only been 50 this whole time, right? Since that time. All of a sudden, if you ask somebody, can you just tell me what the 50 states are? They're like, I know my state is. They don't know their capitals. They don't know the states. But I know all the states, and I only know them in alphabetical order because of the song. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, boom, 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 Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. That's it. Because it was a song in second grade.
I never heard that before in my life.
Second grade, Arizona.
I think we get a round of applause here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, people.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Oh.
And my teacher. I'm telling you, second grade and third grade.
I've never heard that.
Grade
Was
in Tucson.
so perfect.
We went somewhere. We went to a auditorium lesson thing, and it was a visiting teacher. I think it was a visiting teacher, and she taught us that song. Because that was the year where every day when you started third grade, back when we were proud to be Americans, they would have the flag thing.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
You had to play the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'd choose which song we would sing together. And it was either and now I forgot that song. It was the Yankee Doodle Dandy song, and then This Land Is Your Land and My Land, right?
Okay.
By the transnational team. And they were like, no, that's the Netflix people. Forget it. It's a different song. But they were like, it was the one of those songs, and they had the record.
Right. Oh.
And we would, this land is your land, this land is my land, all this stuff.
From Arizona. Yeah.
From the New York Islands, from the Scrumpty something to the Gulf Stream River Forest, whatever. This land was made for you and me. Yeah. Yeah. So it was great, unless you're trans, black, or Mexican, or whatever. Get to the corner. No, it was all of us, and it was beautiful. It was all the things, but we forgot all about this stuff. It's time to teach.
Well, that's how they make it divisive. I mean, that's what they're doing.
Right, they got to cut you down. So if you go with music, you remember, so with Chevy and all that, I will always, every time I see a Chevy, every time, I just chuckle. I go, he has diarrhea. So with that, and this is why Casey needs to go to Oregon to help those two kids forget that song. He's got to be a positive force in their life so that they don't go around singing that song, teaching it to other kids, and this thing lasts another generation. He needs to die off. And he's there He's a good man, good hero. We're going to do Chicago Fire season 10, episode 5 of 200. Right to recap. Here is the glory. It is Casey makes a life-altering decision. Mm-hmm. They didn't say this, but I'm going to say it really fast. Gallo, Ritter, and Violet agree to an interview and photo shoot. Hilarious. Brett and Mouch launched a paramedicine program, and they did it to a montage.
Yes, it was good.
Cruz comes closer to fatherhood, and then he gets there because they don't kill the mom.
Right.
Or the kid, or Cruz. I was like, was the writer off that week? This is fantastic. So where do we start, Mr. Entertainment Guru?
Let's start. I want to give one shout out because this was amazing. 200 episodes. Casey was there for all 200.
That deserves a clap. 200. That means 199 plus 1.
Yes. And Jesse Spencer, a.k.a. Matt Casey, he's been there since day one.
Good for him.
So, 200 episodes. You guys have to understand.
He doesn't look a day over one episode.
Right.
I don't know how he does it. What's your routine, Casey? Hashtag Casey routine.
Yes. But what I love about it is it was done purposefully. It gave real purpose to the reason behind his decision. It wasn't like half-cocked. It wasn't like...
Nope. It wasn't two new kids.
Right.
It was
and it was actual people storylines from season 1. So it was a nice close-off because him and that dude were... Like, him and Severide knew each other, but him and that dude were him and Severide in season 1.
That's how it should be.
So it was like that.
Like a full circle moment.
Right. Yes. So it was... And they left it open because it's only a 3-year plan.
Yeah,
remember we said that?
Yeah, just to go away.
Remember we said that in our recap? And then all of a sudden...
Hello. Did we not call this? Are we not the bomb diggity? He just needs a break.
He said 3 years. Like, we said 3 years. Oh, my God.
He's like, I'm just tired.
And 3 years to them is only one season.
Right. The next episode's going to say 3 years later.
Right.
I'm like, wow. All that.
Well, we'll say 2 years later.
Yeah,
so we get the one season without him.
Yeah.
And then
they come back.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Oh, Casey's back.
It's like that stupid meme. Every time I watch YouTube, they have that moments later.
Yes.
It's just a weird screen of that.
Right. So I love that. But Gallo, that joke that you tried to say about this lady was horrible. No one didn't catch on to that. So he said, "Oh, that's 200." And Ritter said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, 100 plus 100 plus 100."
Oh,
so
that's right too.
And he goes, "It's twice as better." I'm like that, and I even tweeted.
That's right.
200 is not going to take. It goes into the category of fetch.
Yes.
But he tried so hard to put that in.
But was he talking about the episode?
That's why he did it. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That was wise.
But I still had to make sure I said that was going in the category of fetch. It's not carry on. Ain't no one picking it up.
People with these terms, people. But let's talk about this life-altering decision he makes in 5 seconds. So, we're not going to rehash, because I did last episode, went on my little rant on how, talk about not getting a second opinion. Oh, no, it would ruin their lives to be with someone who loves them in a community in a new place.
Right. All of
them. Okay.
Bring him. Right.
Yeah, so I should just leave my... Yeah, absolutely. And the whole 3 seasons you went trying to get Brett, you just got to let that go.
Right.
Because she has a medicine program now. Well, so he did that within 2 seconds.
Right, and I will say, I was a little mad he made this. I was happy with the decision.
Yes.
It could have waited another episode just to kind of give it dramatics.
To give her some kind of... But I love how both of them, when he gives this decision, that he's going to just go. He said, listen, how you doing? I'm doing good. What are you doing tomorrow? She goes, oh, I'm going to go with Mouch on this program. Oh, what are you doing? I'm going to Oregon. Just wanted to see where we were going tomorrow. Okay, sounds cool to me. Boom shakala. And he goes, you boom shakala too. All right. Like, they're both not in love with each other.
Right. So and that's what I love.
It's now irritating. And so I'm not going to think about it because I want to be happy.
Right.
But it makes me irritated for 3 seasons. And this whole, what would happen if the lady who left the show ever not left show? Would I now be not there loving by you and stuff? He goes, well, I can't answer that. oh, well then bye. Let me date the other new dude who's a cool dude. But then I destroyed that because I do kind of like you no matter if the other lady comes back, even though she ain't going to come back because she's left the show. I saw her contract. She's not coming back. So I got to dump the new guy. Nothing wrong with him to go with you. And then you wanted me. You could think that you only saw me every time we're going on these things. You're not asking why we don't use water or anything. You're just looking at where I am and where you are in relation to each other. And then all of a sudden, oof, you're cool with moving to Oregon without me. And I'm cool for you to move to Oregon without me. So what were the last 3 seasons about? Sounds like we were just cool peeps, not in love stuff. It don't need to be that deep no more.
Right.
I was waiting for Halstead to say, don't y'all remember that? Sorry, but that was natural. Come on. You have to admit, Will would be all in that.
Right. It would have, yes. But here's the thing, and here's what I like about it. I like what they did there. They did what some of the fans thought they wanted.
Right.
But this shows... This was convenient. It wasn't love.
It wasn't love.
Because my thing was this.
Exactly.
If he loved her, he wouldn't do this.
At all.
Because she's working so hard at something he even encouraged her to pursue.
Right.
Then you want her to go with you to Oregon?
Thank you.
To do what? To not have the same clout, be able to offer this program, not get any say on it, and...
Thank you.
This is something she's dying on the hill for, and you're like, well,
He know nothing about those meetings.
Right.
Not one. I think they did one quick scene where it's like, so did you get a meeting or something? And she texts him. But he don't know about.
Well, she said it.
She
said, I got a meeting with them, and he was so caught up in his own stuff that he wasn't listening to her. Okay, yeah, great. I got to go. And he hung up, and she was like, oh, okay.
This is a warning, and I don't even think. I think it was unintentional, but it's a good lesson for people to learn through these fictional stories being told about love, and I love you, and you love me, and all that. No, you just want to hit it and quit it. But people want convenience over everything, and here's how I know that. Because I want convenience over everything. We discussed this thing about money last year when we had this revelation about how we see money differently.
Oh, yep.
And in certain areas, are very cheap, frugal, whatever the adjective of the day is, right? Money phobic, whatever. So I'm trying to be woke. And and then the other areas, man, I'll drop $3,000 like nothing. And without thought, it's good. And then if it don't work, well, it didn't work. What do you think? People are like, it didn't work. You pay. It's okay. It's just money. But it's kind of no. Meanwhile, $4, I'm not letting go of that for that thing over there. Because there's one I can find 4 miles away if I walk by foot on land through lava for only $3.97. I'll save that 3 pennies.
I'm so mad at you for that. Mad at you for that.
And it comes down to what I value.
Right.
If I don't value the thing, I don't want to spend any money on it, and I ate any of it. But if it's something that's convenient or I like it, either one, but convenience is really, if it's convenient, then whatever goes.
Wow.
And I think that is what it is with these people with love.
Right.
Well, you're 2 feet over there. So Violet has Gallo and Ritter. And she can't change Ritter because she saw the contract. They said, no, we don't want him bi. We want him straight up gay. So you can't kind of even hint at this, oh, maybe I kind of like him. Nope,
right,
none of that. Because it's on contract and he has no backstory. So then you have Gallo, and that they already did before she was a part of the show.
Right.
And then when she showed up on the show, they're like, well, we can't make it that convenient. So we'll let them hit it. And then they're calm down and we'll play up his goofy side, right? Because that's what makes his character fun. He's goofy. Ritter's the reasonable dude. And she's great at her job, but she also has the ability to be silly.
Right. And she got great versatility.
Yes.
Because she can be silly, but they'll also let her have a little bit of the dramatics.
The gravitas.
Right. Because now she can be she what pulls the trio together, the storylines.
She's the glue.
Right.
So now, because they kind of wrote them into. See, I love the trio because that's real life colleagues thing that happen. You connect with people at work, and like you connect. Like we're gonna hang out. We're doing lunch.
Right.
We're all great, but we're really great. So they wrote this wonderful, like, if it was almost like Three Stooges, any other classic
like Three's
comedy
Company.
duo. Three's Company.
I can see a spinoff. These three characters could be Three's Company.
Right there. Call it Chicago Brewery, right? And just pull it off.
Don't call it Three's Company.
Yeah, don't call it Three's Company. You can't do it because Suzanne's going to want more money. So you just have, and she'll destroy the franchise. Took me long. It took step by step for me to forgive that woman. Oh my gosh! But finally, whatever.
Oh,
so
see, I hated her.
I loved her, and I was like, "Go ahead now, tell Cody to shut up." And rapist. Anyway,
say it to me one more time.
Yeah, he needs a special guest star on SVU. It'd be funny. But anyway, I digress. But that is such a great dynamic. But now they're faced with the thing that every show has to have because every show needs the romance part. You need it. Just everybody needs it.
Right.
Because everybody's watching. They're single.
Well, see, the thing
and they have to live vicariously through characters.
But here's the
they
problem.
have a convenience issue.
But they messed up because they have this in the show already. But
And they
like you
destroyed
said,
it.
kids in Boston right now. So
Right.
it's like, well, we need who else can we make in
We
love?
can't have because kid is with Severide, right? So we can't use Severide with anybody because we don't want him to be a cheater.
Right.
So that's off the go. We can't have it with Cruz because she's just gave birth now. Just be icky as a husband to not care about his wife, have to heal up or whatever
Right.
after pushing through a bowling ball through her vagina.
Right.
Got to calm down, let her heal up before
Right.
you start ramming in. So they had to make him all sad that he almost died. So they have these distractions.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now you got the other dude who finally had her, Casey and Brett, but now he's got to go off. So now Brett has to have a love interest. So we know it's going to be the chief because she likes him, unless they throw a curveball. He's married, whatever it is, and then she'll kind of break up the household, but it'll be kind of him on him because it's the new time where we're not sexist against the female. It'll be the male homewrecker. He'll mess up, and then she'll feel guilty. And then after he's blown up his marriage, she'll go, "No, we can't do this." And he goes, "Really?"
Or
after you let me hit it and quit it 15 times and now you're going to go away? I could have kept going. Anyway, so we already know how that's going to play off.
Right.
And because you need more than just one relationship in the series, it's got to fall to Violet. And we can't find someone to give her. We can't make it the chief. He's married, even though he's coming back to the thing. So that's not right. He's more mentor, father figure,
right?
Do that.
And you don't got daddy
so where's Violet gonna go? She can't be like, like Cruz, who found a woman who works somewhere else. Oh, I was at the bar, and I saw a cool dude there, and we're dating, and he's written away somewhere, so he can be there when they have functions and parties, and whatever. Bring him in, so they could always have that off. What's called off script or off camera. Can't do that. She has to. Well, she go. Well, can't be Ritter. Can't be Mouch. Can't be Hermann. So, and the other two people are just kind of goofy characters. One off, and that one guy has the hot girl that no one believed he had until she showed up.
Yep, Cap and Tony.
So his friend, but that would be inconvenient because they're like a different shift or whatever. I don't know how that works. So it's got to be him. And you, as a fan watching, you're like, I know that you're going to try to do this,
right?
But so it's going to mess up this dynamic,
right? Well, so that's the thing. So, see, I love this part. All right. So, because that was the mindset, right?
Yeah.
But we're not in that dynamic anymore. So,
you don't think so?
No, because in today's woke,
in the trio dynamic, you mean?
No, yeah. Okay. In today's woke world,
right?
The hetero guy is very less likely to have an affair with a homosexual guy friend.
Right.
But if it was a homosexual female friend, they wouldn't go down this path because there's a chance that if she's with the girl and then the girl and the girl, it's a highly likely situation to occur. Where in the vice versa, it's less likely. So they can all still be friends, and it's never going to be awkward because he already gives them their space to take his own. Because that's how he had a boyfriend.
But
right?
I'm not worried about that part. I'm worried about when they break up. Now they're not three friends now.
See, and that's a very good possibility. If they do it where they break up, it has to be before anything major happens between them. So there can't be any fake false pregnancies, or there can't be something.
I see. So they got to keep the light. You're saying,
yeah, just enough where they it's not working, because if they do it something too heavy,
right? Then
it won't work, because when they break up, it's someone felt less supported, and it becomes an issue for the dynamic.
And then it's awkward. We feel like we're the awkward friend that has to choose.
Right,
who to be friends with.
They won't get that heavy with their relationship because of that. But
I have faith in you, because your Warnerism is great.
I just love how they're doing this show.
Faith.
I loved that.
It's
I knew
all
she was going to do it when she got a little snarky. I was like, "Oh, she don't like this girl hitting on." And then as soon as I said that,
yes,
she said, "You see her trying to make a move on him." I was like, "Yeah."
But here's the cool part, and tell me if this works. I think they left that open.
Yes,
where she could be mad that she's hitting on Gallo, or she's mad because she's jealous she's not getting attention. Like, we're all doing this thing together, and we're the ones who even helped to make this a business. Who was gonna,
that's exactly it. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I hope they do that. Yeah,
they spun it where you.
I hope it's
go
that.
Either way. So what I love is this: if she is jealous,
yes,
I like it more if she's jealous, and the idea that she doesn't want to be with Gallo.
Right. They're really truly just friends.
But she doesn't want him with somebody, because then she knows that takes off the dynamic. So it's like, no, like, you listen.
That's interesting.
We're young. We don't need to be tied down. Like,
yes,
and I think that's
a good storyline,
right? Because of the friendship,
yes.
and so I think that's what it's really going to come to.
So her fighting him for friendship.
Right.
So she's like, listen, this woman is not. She's pulling you away. You're hanging out with her more.
Right.
And then he thinks, oh, you like me like that? No, it's not that. But we're fighting for your friendship. We
don't want us to change. Right.
Yeah, now y'all are doing all these things together. It's messing us all up. And that could be a cool, I like that storyline better.
So,
I hope they go that route.
But you never know.
That also involves a lot of inconvenience.
Right.
Because then they're juggling. Because, see, now the writers have to now give her, they're not going to let her go by herself. That's not happening. And they're not going to let Brett go by herself.
Right.
So now the writers got to figure out, because see, what was beautiful with Hermann and Mouch is that they have wives that we establish off camera.
Right.
Except Mouch, who has the
Trudy
that goes up and down the stairs. So we have her. So they're all set. They could just be free to, like, that's just implied. Right. Plus they're old and they're married. So it could fill into that stereotype of, like, we don't get to be all lovey-dovey romantic
all the time.
Every storyline needs to be about how whatever.
Right.
But everyone else who's young and heaving whatever, they need to be on everything that moves. So if you give Gallo the girl who's not really part of Fire, it's this brewery subplot line. It's almost like Cruz's
Chloe
hammer thing.
Oh, the slam again.
The slam again. It's like comes in every once, So it's like this extra layer they have to add. So they got to juggle that.
Right, and they can't do it either because Gallo doesn't have that many layers.
No, he's a one-trick pony. He's
I love him, but there's no.
He's Michael Scott. Where I'm listening to this new podcast. Oh, it's not new, but I just discovered this podcast. My friend told me about it, and it's the Office ladies, the Jen and Pam. And in real life, they're friends because they met through the show. And they're breaking down the episodes. And one of the things they brought in our first episode is Ricky Gervais, who's the show based out in Britain. It was only 2 seasons, by the way, 6 episodes, and won all these awards. So when they were writing it for America, they go, here, guys, here's our advice. You don't have to take it, NBC. But you need to really lean in on 2 things. Because you want this to go more than just 2 seasons. We did a limited series. But America, y'all want things to go for 10 years.
Ever, yeah.
So it's a cash cow for you if it hits.
Right.
So we need y'all to focus on the Pam and Jim romance.
Right.
That needs to be the heart of the show. And the Mike Scott character, it's different in London, in England, where if you have a job, you keep your job. And if you're bad at your job, it takes like a long time for you to get fired by being bad. It's just a different world out there. In America, it's different. If you're not good at your job, you have to leave. So Americans, viewers watching the show, are going to get really tired of this character quick, that he's just this buffoon. So you have to make him actually good at the job.
Right.
And then he could be a buffoon, because then we won't be tired of him.
Right.
So they kept that theme where when he needed to be good for the sale, he actually, you're like, oh, this is why he's Michael Scott.
Right.
So for Gallo, when he needs to be a hero and jump through a fire and actually use water to put it out and save people and move up in his career, got it. Everywhere else he could be a doofus and be silly, right? But he can also be he's good at cooking, and
right.
now at
the brewery,
bureauizing.
And that's good because it's like cooking. So it makes sense that he's good at it because it's all.
But now they're going to have all of those storylines. Plus, they now need to give him someone who's going to be this girl who's with this brewery people, whose only one-trick pony line is translating for her drunk boss. And then they gave up that by now mentioning it out loud that he's drunk without it being this funny kind of subtext. So that's kind of ruined. It's like the Michael Scott thing. Like, now you got to make this good, right? So that's weird. Now you got to give Violet and Brett somebody. All with people that either are going to be off camera, harder for you to pull off unless you marry them off mad fast between episodes. Oh, Violet got married to Tom, and they were a high school sweetheart. He moved back to Chicago. All of the reboots.
Actually, you know what I wanted to see happen? I want to see them incorporate a 90-day fiance situation. You could do that
Joanna, this is for you. Because she loves that show. She tried to get me to watch. This would be the storyline.
So funny. But I want them to do it with Brett. Because she's out down on her luck and love. So she finds this little 8-year younger guy who lives in Guatemala. I want the whole 90 days.
Or Canada.
No, it doesn't
we
work.
Don't have to be so culturally.
Fine, he can live in France.
Yes, he's Francist.
All I'm saying is, it has to be somebody because Canada is like the U.S. That's not the same to me. But it has to be the way you watch them go through the process. Yeah, we met. Oh, I wasn't being catfish. Yeah, then now we have to make this work because we have 90 days and we can't be together. And you only need to do it for like 4 episodes, 5 episodes. It's a nice little arc.
I like that storyline. I started to watch Catfished a lot. That show's kind of catchy. Throw that in there.
I'm saying
that would be good.
NBC writers. You don't got to give me no check yet, but
make their relationships
credited Mike
on their phones, where it's just texting. These are the only people in 2021 who are not using their phones.
Right.
I haven't seen his cell phone once.
Only Ritter.
Yeah. Like, come on. And he's like, backstory He's looking up research of backstories. He don't know what he's trying to do. So it's like, bring in the thing and everybody's texting. So you know how when they come in, they do that morning meeting?
Right.
Where it could be a cute, quick thing where Violet's coming in and she's smiling and Brett comes in as they're walking in and go, "Ooh, why are you smiling?" "Oh, he swiped left," or whatever the thing is. And like, "Oh, we both swiped left. Oh, that's great." And she goes, "Okay, put it down." Now, okay, we addressed her. And then somewhere in the episode, Gallo mentions, "Oh, I don't know, my cousin put me up with her friend Sally," where it didn't really work. You know, if you want to keep making him not connected yet,
right?
He has these failed strings, and you could just bring them up in one liner. You don't have to bring in an actual character. You could just, and it kind of hits the mark,
right?
Where we know what these characters do,
right? Yeah.
And then when you're ready, make it a dramatic thing. Now, Violet's boy got stuck in a well with Lassie or whatever, and you know she loses her one true love because he dies in the fire or something. You know, then you could, because you know they have those sad.
Right, the pull off, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, and then the next season because otherwise, if you just keep with everyone in the house, like you hook up like this is Real World or Road Rule. It's like, because then it's awkward when you break. We as fans want to like all the characters, and if you gotta break them up, and no one breaks up amicably,
very rarely.
So you're gonna hate one character, not like the next, and then the ratings suffer because people get really into these fake relationships watching it on TV. Look at Jim and Pam. Could you imagine if Jim said, "Shut up, witch," one time to her? The whole show goes down the tubes.
Yeah, it's lost, right?
Only the dudes would stay because they like Jim and Dwight. That'd be it. And then the women would be like, "No, he's so mean and so sexist, and I hope he gets diabetes." And It's like it's a character. He said it one time. Yeah, but that's just indicative to all men how they just think they can just tell women anything. So that's going to happen here. I want these shows to keep with the ratings because the higher the ratings,
and they've been
the
doing
more
good.
NBC lets the writers go do their thing.
Right, and they've been doing good. So don't mess it up now.
It's a perfect show.
Right, and then we get Brett and Mouch real quick. I loved
great.
the montage of the paramedicine. I love more that Mouch was the perfect counterpart to that. Like, there was no one better.
The best?
There was no. I actually want like a web series spinoff.
Yes.
Of these two doing paramedicine.
You know what? We have to stop giving them so many ideas because they're not paying us. They are not giving us royalties.
They're entertaining me.
Yeah. You know. No, I want paid. I want to be entertained with cash.
Yes, right. And some
there's
credentials.
nothing more entertaining I found, and I've looked for entertainment. I even have a hand link.
You had offers of entertainment too.
Huh?
You've had offers of entertainment too.
And I want cash now.
Right.
I want cash. That's really entertaining. You're like, ooh, I'm entertained. I have 400,000 entertainments.
Right. So definitely give us some cash. DM me EGMike84. I got some ideas for you.
Good
notes.
And
the writers, listen, you can DM me. I'll sell my notes cheap to you. Whatever.
Thank you.
Just get me a credential. That's all I'm saying.
And can I just say? We don't have a segment thing for it, but we're just gonna make it up. I'm gonna make my own sound effect. The hero of the week. What's the assistant to the chief?
Kylie,
you are the hero. I'm glad you just out of somewhere magically took away a whole sector and said, you know what that center
she didn't.
means?
They closed that house.
Sure. I think she closed it. She went. Where was she all this time? We just in the last 3 episodes. Where was she at? She was closing it
aligning
down.
things up.
She started the fire with Mouch's books as a distraction. She was learning the ropes. She put a really big pair of glasses on that building. And then the sun. And she was like, now you're right back. He goes, yes. So that was perfect. And I love their relationship. This like father-daughter.
Right.
Because he was like, okay, let's shake hands. She goes, you're getting a hug.
Yeah.
Calm down. I was like, and he's back because that's where he wanted to be.
Right. And
he needs to be
we can't
there.
leave him. Because Matt leaving. See, so here's the thing, right? This is the perfect. Because Jesse Spencer, that's the actor. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I know. I don't even follow him like that. I just know that's his name because I tweet.
Right.
I want him to respond. He live tweeted
Twitter,
this episode. He did live tweet. I don't think he favored any of mine, but he actually was tweeting, and he hasn't tweeted in a while.
That's good.
Right.
So he was, which means he might be coming back.
So here's the deal, right? So
good.
he's tweeting or whatever. But remember, we said if Boden gets another spot on the show, he can still keep showing up, and he can keep the house in order.
Yes.
But if Matt leaves, even with somebody else taking up the spot, we need Boden to stay because it won't work with him not being there.
Right.
And then boom, what happened? Matt's leaving. Now Boden found a way back in. See?
And does that mean the awesome guy is coming back too? I like awesome guy. I love how Hermann Mouch blew up
awesome
on him.
guy. I hate it.
You can't all be the best.
Yes.
That's the whole point of the best.
Man. Oh man,
I love it. But I want him back.
Well, maybe he'll fill in until they find someone to hire from Matt's position.
Like go a whole season with just awesome, and then he could be
like
one
6 episodes, not a whole season with him.
Okay,
because
6 episodes.
He was annoying as hell.
Well, that's the thing. So they have to give him a cool
right. You have to give him just enough.
Like he's got to be a hero somehow. Like he did something because, like Michael Scott, you're going to get annoyed if he's just a buffoon and he is not good at his job. How is he not good at anything? But he's the manager,
right?
So why we wanted Mike the whole time is because he's actually good. So this awesome guy needs to have like some. They're good at doing the storyline to grab your heartstrings.
Oh yes,
they can have like how they had Cruz have those moments when he'd have to go into the sewer and remind him of being held up. Where the awesome guy is on a run, they're saving a car from a fire or whatever it is, and he has a flash as a kid where his dad said that to him as his last words, like, you're just an awesome kid. And well, why do you always tell me that? Because my dad never told me ever about being awesome, and I never want my son not to think that his dad didn't think he was awesome or something. And his dad died of some thing, but that was like his last.
Stuck with him, right?
And so but it's we don't know that yet. So all these episodes of Mouch being annoyed, Gallo's being annoyed, they're starting to really like, and finally one day, like that 6th episode, the Chief's like, he pulls them in and does that serious / comedy bit where he's one-on-one with them. You know, I can see it now. And he goes, you know, you're talking to my men. Hold on. I gotta get into Boden. You're talking to them about awesome and what's going on with being awesome. You can't keep doing that. It's hurting morale around here. And he goes, and he tells me a story. My dad always just said that, so that's what I do. And it has that music underlay playing. You're just like, and he goes, and then he's got to break the situation somewhere where Boden goes, okay, you can say awesome once a week. And he goes, all right. But then all of us, every time he'll do it, we remember that whole thing so it doesn't get old. But
it didn't become a nuisance either.
Right. And then you don't have to write it in anymore because you've established on camera that the rule was he'd only say it once a week. So you don't have to bring it up. Some cool way like that. Because I like that character. That was hilarious.
It could definitely work. But, oh, man. Mouch
he went off on him.
I loved it.
It's called the best.
I loved it.
You can't have the best if that's what it's called.
We can all be the best.
We can all be the best. Hence the best. I was like,
it was good. It was good.
I was like, he's getting scared like he was in Terminator. So, in the words of the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, why in God's name are you just like a woman? Darn. I wanted you to meet the host of your new show. Host? Euvaginaya Doubtfire, dear. I specialize in the education and entertainment of children. Surprise! Bye-bye.
The TiVoMike Show is produced by Mike Jefferson. Our soundboard operator is Mike Warner. And our theme music is by Eric Dano. A special thanks to all those who make it so we can be here. And you are great listeners. That's it for the TiVoMike Show. I'm Mike Warner. See you tomorrow when we got the Lost TV viewing Saints to the Now TV shows and what's the low-hanging fruit by the next great detective series. Good night.